Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another review, this time of Kai's Blade Cycle. Um, and the seller I got this from will be down in the description below. I would recommend this seller. The packaging was great, everything came in great condition. The set was all like disassembled, and then he put the smaller pieces into a separate little bag inside. Nothing was broken. The only thing is, unfortunately, a couple of the stickers were pre-placed on, and they're not the greatest sticker placements, but other than that, it's a great set and in great condition, as promised. So, I would recommend them as a seller if you're interested in buying some retired Lego. And, I mean, they even sent a nice little note, so that was, good seller, obviously, Although it's also kind of marketing, they want you to buy more. But before we get into the set, I kind of want to show off the manual, just because the sets I got from this era, specifically Season 2 is all the sets I got stuff from. I never built those sets. My sister did, because I was a lot younger, and she wanted to build them. But it's a pretty unique build, so obviously you're in the middle of the build here, and then it just kind of breaks to show off that, and then like a checklist for all the different wacky weapons, because instead of just sticking to the main weapons the ninja use, they just decide to use everything. And then showing off some of those sets: classic Destiny's Bounty, all the Venomari sets, and then their golden weapon sets. All just really awesome to look at, like 12 years later. They're advertising Ninjago.com, and then all the figures, and it's pretty neat just to look at. These are advertising their blister packs. I don't know, I just think it's all pretty cool to look back on that years later. And now getting into the actual set, comes with 2 minifigures, and it originally retailed for $15. Now it'll cost you somewhere between the 60 to maybe 100 new in box. So pretty significant price increase there. I did get this used for $30, so in pretty good condition. I would say it's a pretty good deal instead of paying like double that. And so first off, you get a cool Snake minifig. He's got a nice little face print there with one of the eyes squinted down, and a really nice just chest print, just one continuous flowing thing. Even hip printing, which you do not see very often. And then even a back print, which is very cool to see. No back face print though. Kind of a shame. I wish there was like one with his eyes fully open, but it's okay. It doesn't really matter. And then a very nice headpiece, very well printed and very well molded. And he comes with a spear. And then you have Kai ZX, and he looks very good as well. He's got that flowing robe printing that goes onto his waist and then goes down into the legs and across, and looks very good. He's got the shurikens tucked into his belt, and then the classic armor piece that they used for, I think, pretty long time. I don't think they still use it though, and holds 2 just black katanas. And then symbol of fire right beneath that, and then his face print. It's the exact same. They didn't change it. And he's just got some scarring and an angry expression. No double expression. So that's kind of strange, I would say. But it just seems to be a thing for older Ninjago. It doesn't really matter. So looking at the side build, you get the staff of the Hypnobrai, yeah. The staff of the Hypnobrai on just an altar with some leaf plants and some dripping venom detail. And it looks pretty cool. I really do like the mold for it. It looks fairly accurate to the show, you know, as close as you can get in Lego. And you've got, obviously, the printed piece there to represent that it's the Hypnobrai one specifically. And then onto the main build. It looks quite good. As you're building it, you know, I was really questioning how this was going to come together to look good for a second, but it really does pull together. It's a very sleek looking design, very show accurate, and it just looks pretty awesome. Still a shame for early Lego that they still can't make like those blue pieces in a different color so they don't stand out. I don't know, that's something they're not doing years later, even on like UCS sets, so I doubt it's going to change anytime soon either. And also, this part, they're just Technic pieces poking out, the Technic rod. I wish there was a cap to cover that or something. It's not a big deal at the end of the day, it's just something I wish was covered up a little bit, because it just looks a little bit wonky, but you got a lot of pretty neat sticker detailing. You know, just flames, obviously, and then the symbol of fire on front. And then you have the one play feature of the set, which is you push down on this, and it flicks out into battle mode, I guess, is what it's meant to be. Or more speed, or whatever. And it's actually pretty neat. It's just, you flip this up, and that metal piece just pushes down on those two big pieces there, and then boom. Yeah, it's a very simple mechanism. And then the only complaint is, like, I wish the seating area was maybe a little better, that you don't have to stick them all the way in there. And it is a little bit fragile. That was kind of annoying when I was building it. You know, you're trying to place these bits on here that are protruding off, and occasionally it'd snap off. It didn't delay me too much, you know, I just put it back together and then I finished the build. But it is frustrating. That's something you see from like custom sets, but not very often Lego sets, and so it is frustrating to run into it. But it actually also, something I think a newer bike would have is there's no like suspension up and down. It stands flat, like the Lloyd Jungle Chopper especially. That's a newer Ninjago bike. That one like really bent up and down, and you could really push it. And I think I'm okay with this just flat on the ground. It's a very stable bike, and I really do like that. It's been my experience with the Lloyd Jungle Chopper and Jay's Electro bike. You can't really see it, or Golden bike. Both are really unstable, and they did include like a kickstand for Jay's bike specifically, but I really like that this bike just doesn't seem like it's really gonna fall down unless I'm like trying to like push it over. And even then, it just balances itself back out. So I like that. It's a sturdy bike. It won't fall over. And yeah, I mean, once it's built, you're able to pick it up from most places. Like, that's holding together. You know, I shake it around, it'll probably start coming apart, but it holds together very well for a pretty nimble little bike. And I'm very happy about that. It looks very sleek, and it's just a classic vehicle. One thing I wish is, like, I know this is the Sword of Fire, but I just kind of wish it came with the Sword of Fire, just because I don't want to have one of those classic molds of that piece. But, you know, it doesn't really matter. This is obviously the Sword of Fire, so it makes sense why it's not included. But either way, is it worth it to get it new in box for $70 to $100? Ultimately, I'm probably going to say what I'm going to say with every review. You know, do you have a lot of nostalgia for, you know, season 1 of Ninjago? I mean, Well, if you're an adult collector, you're probably not really gonna mind spending $100 on a cool set like this. Obviously, I'm buying it used because I am not rolling in money at the moment. So, I mean, used is also a fine option. Find a good seller, maybe that you've bought from before or that you can see is gonna be good, and buy from them, because used is no problem at all. Necessarily, especially if like the figures don't have cracks, the pieces aren't horribly destroyed or anything like that. Like, the set looks pretty pristine. The only problem is the sticker placement, but that's not age. That's just, I mean, I could have made that mistake when I was building it new in box. So I definitely think it's better than the Legacy one they made, though. So between that and the 4 Plus set, I'd rather spend, you know, $70 new in box for this than $20 for the 4 Plus set. It's just, this one's so much better. That's all I have for you today. This is a very awesome old Ninjago set to have, and I look forward to expanding my collection. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.